All right, guys, so this section is really complicated, but just don't know how better to explain it, right? So if a certain rectangle has a length that is 2 times its width, right, what is the ratio of the area of the rectangle to the area of an isosceles right triangle with the hypotenuse equal to the width of the rectangle? Right, so key words, right? 2 times width, right? Width times 2. Ratio is what we're looking for ultimately, right? So I drew a rectangle here. Now this is not to scale, but this should be 90 degrees. So this would be the base and this is to the height, okay? So base times height divided by 2, and this would be my hypotenuse, right? So here it will create a 45, 45, 90 triangle, which if you know the special right triangle formulas, you have x squared root of 2, right, across those angles. So here, just really quick, going through the setup, right, boom, 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 right, we have a triangle, base times height, and then we just set it up, right, so base times height, and we're gonna use these two here to actually, set up the ratio. So we set the ratio up here, boom, boom, and then here to here. And then I like doing it this way because it helps you guys understand what's happening. So the flip here, right? We flip, this goes on bottom, this goes on top. We flip it, and then we multiply across, and then we simplify. 2 times 4 is 8, 1 is just 1, right? So that is how we find this one. 8 over 1 is our ratio for this one and our final answer. So again, try to look through the steps. The work is there. Try to work it out yourself on a separate piece of paper. And then just let me know if you have any questions. All right, moving along. So we have here, let's see, right triangle PQR is similar to right triangle STV. The hypotenuse of triangle PQR is 12 units long and one of the legs is 6 units long. What is the measure of the smallest angle of triangle STV? So we got your PQR and you have STV, right? So here, since one of the legs is exactly half of the hypotenuse, then it must be a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Thus, the smallest angle it can have is 30 degrees because we're given that it is a right triangle, right? So this and this, I wasn't satisfied with that answer, so I went through the work, right? So we just did the Pythagorean theorem, plugged it in, and if it would have been a 45, 45, 90, 6 would have been the same for both legs. So we do the squaring, 36 minus 144 minus 36, right? You get 108. We square root of that. We do upside down division to simplify. We get 6 square root of 3 to be this answer, which is like 10 point something, 10.39. And then, yeah, so it is a right triangle and it is 30, 60, 90. So then it is confirmed 30 degrees is our answer here. So C. Okay, so now we go to the next one. Again, we're looking for ratios here. So the figure above shows two circular cylinders C and C prime. If R equals K times R prime and H equals K times H prime, what is the ratio of the volume of C prime to the volume of C? Okay, so again, we have to write down all our givens here. And that's just going to help us get better organized. And then this is also what's given. Okay, now we have the volume of the big cylinder. Now this is just H and R, but we have to substitute those in. So we substitute them in when we get this. Now the volume of the cylinder, we have to use these equations and plug those in, and then we're gonna get this, and it's gonna, work out. Now, this right here, right? We did the work, so I did this. This is the actual ratio. Let's see here. Right here, this is the ratio of both of them. And then I did the flip, and then I simplified, and then I plugged in, right, so I could get common terms. So then it all simplified to 1 here. But if you can see that my answer is 1 over K times 3, this is the actual formula. So this is the original formula that we use. So this is, we didn't have to do all this work, but just lets you know that it does simplify to 1, and it's just 1, right? That's the ratio. This is the ratio, right? 1. This is the formula right here. So it becomes 1 over whatever the new ratio is. So k to the third power, right? I know it doesn't make sense, guys, but just, try. And then this was again, all these problems are like very, very long. So again, in the figure above, a circle is inscribed in a square that is in turn inscribed in a larger circle. What is the ratio of the area of the larger circle of the area of the smaller circle? So in plain English is that there you have a circle here, and then you have a circle here inside that circle, or the other way around, and then you have a square inscribed in those circles. So we want to find out the ratio, right? The ratio of this little circle compared to the ratio of the big circle. So in order for us to do that, we have to use the square inside of it, right? And then we know that the diagonal, right, and the legs are the sides. And actually, this is a ratio, right? 2RR, not the ratio, but the radius is also the side of the square. So then we use that information to set up, our formulas. So then we have the 45, 45, 90, right? We use that, the x squared to 2. We know that the whole thing here is 2r, so then over the 90 is 2r squared root of 2. And we just know, so the diameter of the big circle is 2r squared root of 2, and the radius is just half of that, so it's just r squared root of 2. So then the area of a big circle is pi r squared root of 2 squared, which is pi times r squared times 2. So then the ratio here is just the big circle and then the little one, because that's what we set it up. So here, this is our initial, formula. So same thing as here, this was our initial formula, which became 1, and then this became our initial formula, which is just 1. So our answer here is 2 over 1. So hopefully those two kind of click together and make better sense. That is my answer. And then a final answer here, I didn't bubble it, 1k over 3. So again, let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. I know this is a lot to take in at one time, and especially in a few minutes given this video. So hopefully you guys are able to, absorb it, osmosis or reverse osmosis. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions, again, comments, or concerns. Hopefully you have a great weekend. Make sure you guys keep PG. Don't do anything rated R. Come back alive, guys. Come back alive.